What's up? Howdy.
Sorry for the delay there, folks. We were double checking all of our streams, heading out to Periscope, D Live, Twitch, and YouTube.
Yep. We're trying to get super diverse.
Just noticing we have double layers of disclaimers underneath this video on YouTube. That's exactly where we want to be.
One says COVID-19, get the latest information, and it probably links you to the CDC. So that's great. No free speech here. Can't
Welcome
talk
back.
about it.
Welcome back to the Weekly Narrative, folks. Number one alt-centrist live stream on the internet.
Taking back alt-centrism, whatever that is.
Well, we're not taking it back. We're creating it.
Yeah, that's true. We are creating it. Because not very many people are alt-center or will openly say that they're alt-center.
Who even really knows what that means?
Yeah, nobody
All
really
we know
knows
is
what it
that
means.
every other thing is awful
That's when we need to play the
and
clip.
or boring.
We need to play the clip from, what's it called? Blades of Glory, when Will Ferrell says, nobody knows what it means, but it's provocative.
That's exactly it.
That's exactly it. We're provocative.
Come on in, grab a drink, guys. Today we're going to be talking about... We're going to continue on our narrative about schools and why they're the worst things on the planet right now in the United States.
Yep.
Anyway, got some juicy stories from San Diego about teachers who, well, we'll get into it, but it's similar to what we've already talked about before. We're going to be talking about a new study from China about PPE masks polluting the ocean.
Of course.
Yeah, and I mean, we all knew it was going to come eventually.
I knew from the day they started enforcing that kind of crap.
We're going to be talking about the new strain of COVID.
Dun, dun,
That's our
dun.
headline story.
Yeah.
New strain of COVID. First patient discovered in Colorado.
Yep.
So this has been floating around the UK for a while. And it finally hit the United States. So we're going to be talking about that. Learning a little bit about the new strain. If you guys aren't familiar with the new strain, you'll learn about that. We're going to be looking at a study because there's a number that they're throwing around out there. You may have heard it. 70%. 70% increased transmission rate
Oh.
on the new one,
There's, yeah.
the new strain.
Totally.
So we want to see where that number comes from.
Yeah, we're going to take a dive into
What does
it.
that mean? We're going to be talking about the WHO chief scientist claiming that there's no evidence that vaccines prevent transmission.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's not what I thought a vaccine did.
I know. I thought
But,
that,
you know, we live in a day and age when definitions are just rapidly evolving every single day. One day vaccine means you're immune. The next day vaccine means you still have to lock down in your house.
yeah, and we're all accustomed to lockdowns here on the West Coast, so that'll be fun.
Just another day.
Just another day. Just another time during COVID. So
We're going to be talking about Breanna Taylor had a statue
yeah,
busted up in Oakland.
yeah.
we're
We'll take a look at that and
Yeah, see what's going on there.
see what's going on, and hopefully find out who did that, because that's not right.
See if we got any suspects or any motives or
Yeah,
anything like that.
anything
Any
like
security
that.
camera footage, maybe.
Yeah, because this day and age, in this day and age, people got cameras everywhere, so
There should be.
there should be, but we'll see.
For your safety, remember that. So come on in, folks. Grab a drink. Let's get started.
Grab a drink, have a seat, give us a little clap. We'd love to hear from you.
First story of the day from Reason.com, continuing on our anti-school narrative here. And we've talked about this a lot, how schools are basically the number one cause of all problems in America. Racism,
Sexism.
any kind of isms.
Yeah, any of the any and
poor
all of
people,
the isms, it's all because
all the awful
it's all because
behavior.
of school and what they keep teaching us at school.
I think so. And you know, you may have not believed that when we first started talking about schools and teachers, but we're going to continue to cover stories that pop up and maybe get you to change your perspective over time. This is from Reason.com. An anti-racist education for middle schoolers.
Oh, okay, because middle schoolers are totally racist.
District officials in San Diego evidently believe that the practice of grading students based on average scores is racist.
Dun dun dun.
What's up, Stalking Horse? I agree with you. They're just throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks.
Yep, usually.
As we all know, Reason.com is an incredibly racist news outlet as well, because they focus on, you know, rationality and libertarianism. So
And reason.
take this for what you will. But continuing on the article, K through 12 students in large public school districts across the country spent much of the fall semester at home, a less than ideal result of the COVID-19 pandemic. But Zoom learning was hardly the only significant change to the education system. Some school districts are embracing trendy but dubious ideas about how to fight racism in the classroom.
Oh, okay.
San Diego Unified School District, for instance, moved this fall to abolish its traditional grading system. Now, we've seen this before.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the first time we've seen school districts wanting to abolish grading.
Yeah, teachers especially want to abolish it.
And it falls right in line with this, the whole narrative that we've been talking about the entire time, whereas leftists obviously value equality over achievement and meritocracy.
Yeah.
Because again, equality is all about smashing down those who excel to the level of those who suck. Students will still receive letter grades, but they won't reflect average scores on papers, quizzes, and tests.
Oh, okay. So why even go to school then?
That's the question. That is the question.
Why even send your kid to get an education if they're not going to get quizzed or tested or have a grade? Like, it's a... Wow, okay.
Under the new system, pupils will not be penalized for failing to complete assignments or even show up for class. Oh, wow. And teachers will give them extra opportunities to demonstrate their mastery, quote unquote, of subjects. What constitutes mastery is not quite clear, but grades shall not be influenced by behavior or non-academic measures, such as quantity of work completed.
So basically, they can just flunk at math, flunk at English, flunk at science. But if they're an artist and they're good at that and they excel in that, they can get graded primarily on that. It seems like that's what they're going for.
Yeah, Matt Livingston says I left Tim Pool for you guys. That's the right move, my friend. Welcome.
We appreciate you, Matt. Thank you for joining.
We try to wait until Tim ends at 7, but sometimes he doesn't end at 7, and
Yeah.
we can't wait.
We can't wait.
This train don't stop.
Yeah, this... Choo-choo.
Exactly. District officials evidently believe that the practice of grading students based on average scores is racist, and that anti-racism demands a learning environment free of pressure to turn in assignments on time. Oh, so that's what this is all about. So, you remember how being called a racist used to mean that you, hunt down black people and want to lynch them from a tree?
Yeah, good old days.
And murder them?
Yeah, the good old days.
Yeah, well, now...
When racists were more bold.
The definition of racism has diluted so much and has lost so much meaning that you can simply call somebody racist if they expect you to turn in assignments on time.
Yeah.
And this is actually a continuation of a few months ago. We saw this paper come out. I forgot where it came from, but it outlined all the different ways that whiteness manifests in society.
Yeah, and being on time.
Being on time
is one of it.
Having ambition.
Yeah. Just coming from a good family.
All these ridiculous things that everyone was like, oh, this isn't real. But now, guess what? You see that stuff happening. You see those articles coming out, those, things. And then what happens 6 months later? The school districts are implementing policies based on that.
And San Diego is a pretty big school district, I would imagine. They're a pretty populated.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty populated area for them to just arbitrarily take away grading and all this stuff seems a little fishy.
Meanwhile, in China, they're teaching their kids to play instruments. They're probably beating the crap out of them if they're not on time. They're making them, get lashes.
Yeah.
They're taking STEM fields in 4th grade.
Right.
They're learning advanced math by the time that, they're learning about different genders here in our school districts. What's going to happen? What's going to be the end result of that in 20 years, 30 years? Do you think?
They're going to be
who's going to be on top?
The Chinese are going to be a superpower at the rate they're going, because they have so many damn people that if they train all of their people to be the best of the best.
Well, not only do they have more people, but they're training them better than we are.
Yeah.
And by training, I mean educating.
Yeah. Well, they're training them when they're smart. They know that the time to teach and mold a human is when they're young. So why not just get that in their brains?
China's going to win in the long term
if
we don't change drastically right now.
Yeah.
Because they run their country with intention. They intend to become the superpower.
Yes.
That's their goal.
That's what they
want to have happen. Whereas over here, if we could even venture to say that we have any kind of intention with the way that we run our country and raise our kids, the only intention that you could somewhat deduce that we have is that we want all the kids to not get their feelings hurt, and we don't want them to be equal, and they would need diversity. Those are what we're focusing on, whereas China's focusing on dominating the world.
Yeah.
So our time is limited.
Chinese, Japanese, Koreans, like all of them over there are planning to dominate.
Thanks in large part to the schools. What's up, Anthony? I see that. Yeah, schedules are racist. Planning your life is racist. Dogs are apparently racist.
Dogs are racist. I guess dogs is a white people thing. I don't know.
Apparently. Continuing on from Reason.com, as evidence for the urgency of these changes, the district released data showing that minority students receive more D's and F's than white students.
Oh.
Let me repeat that. I may have spoken a little bit too quick for you guys. As evidence for the urgency of these changes, the district released data showing that minority students received more D's and F's than white students. So they want to change the system so that the minorities
can catch up.
Which way is the racism going here again?
Yeah, that sounds pretty racist, that instead of encouraging and figuring out a way to facilitate these minority students to do better, they just want to change the rules to fit.
It's okay.
It's okay that you're failing, instead of like do harder, like, and get the parents involved and all that stuff.
The message that sends is that we're perfectly okay with you sucking at everything that you do, as long as nobody else is succeeding around you that makes you feel bad.
Yeah. So
because they're going to compare themselves to the white kids, quote unquote, and then they're going to feel bad because they're not getting D's and F's.
Even though it's probably not the white kids in the classroom that are doing way better than the minority students. It's probably the freaking Asians and the Indian kids that are doing way better. So,
well, they don't mention Asians, but they say just 7% of whites
they
receive
just
failing
say
grades.
white,
So 7% of white people, the Asians are white now. Remember?
Yeah, that's true.
We talked about that a few weeks ago. Asians are white now, guys. I don't know if you knew that.
But what about Indian? Indian kids are usually like...
I think Indians are white too.
Indians are white too?
Yeah.
Even though they're super brown?
Yep. No, Asians, Indians.
So white is
are
just
all
like... White is just a mindset nowadays, I guess?
Well, yeah, that's what they say. Whiteness.
Oh my God.
That's what they fight against is
It's
whiteness.
like the most racist thing I've seen.
Here's the test. Do Asian people like to have schedules?
Yeah.
Do they like to be on time?
Some.
Do they have work ethic?
Oh, yeah.
Are they ambitious?
Yes.
Do they like family?
Oh, yeah.
So according to the leftists, they are white. Because that's what whiteness is.
Oh, okay.
Those are the definitions of whiteness. And same thing can be said about the Indians.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah, we can assume from these numbers that 7%, when they say 7% of whites receive failing grades, they're talking about Asians and Indians as well.
And Indians as well. Like Indian, not Indian, y'all.
So 7% of whites compared to 23% of Native Americans, 23% of Hispanics, and 20% of black students.
It just it's kind of sad that this is their solution to fix what's going on, instead of actually getting the parents involved and making sure the kids do their homework, right? Instead of doing all that, they just take away grades. Like,
what's up, Mikey?
That is such a I don't know, that's such a
give minorities P's and Q's.
That's such a weird response in my eyes.
It's not weird at all when you consider that their priority is to make everybody equal by smashing everybody down.
It's true. That's what they want.
So that's the first lesson that you can learn from this story is, that we're seeing the methodology of the Marxists coming through here, where they want to eliminate the concept of success, eliminate the concept of achievement. Nobody's smarter than anybody else. It doesn't have anything to do.
Stupid. We all fall in line.
It doesn't have anything to do with your work ethic. It's simply your skin color. You're black. Oh, I'm sorry. You're failing more. So we're going to lower the standards for everybody. That's the first lesson. The second lesson is, and this is the main reason why I like talking about teacher stuff so much. Who make up the majority of teachers?
White people.
And what other group?
Women.
Women.
White women.
Women.
White women.
Women with white guilt.
Yeah.
Largely.
A little bit.
And where do these teachers come from? How do they become a teacher?
They come from usually pretty good backgrounds from what I've seen.
But they got to do what before they can become a teacher?
Go to college.
Go to college. So this is the end result of the whole pipeline. Okay, so when we started seeing these leftists coming out of these colleges, and we started seeing colleges do this retarded stuff, maybe 10 years ago or so, it wasn't in the K through 12 yet because they were still processing
Yeah.
the teachers of the future, which are now in power. And when I say in power, I mean they're in San Diego school district crying about
they're
D's and F's.
they're leading the school districts now and all around the country and all around California especially. Like we just churned out all these freaking teachers to teach our kids, and they're not very good teachers.
All the women
who
not
also, a lot of men.
Do you think it's so? Here's another question. Since you're a woman,
okay,
and we may have some women in chat,
probably, hopefully.
Is it a coincidence that women always favor egalitarianism over meritocracy?
Well, yeah,
competition.
Of course.
So do you think it's a coincidence that they happen to be getting into the school system and shifting the entire system to match their personal philosophy?
It's not a coincidence at all. This is what they wanted. Like,
is it a coincidence that colleges are also teaching in a very feminine way?
No, it's not a coincidence at all. They've infiltrated.
Yeah, because before these...
This is what happens when we let women drive. And vote.
You said it. You said it, not me. Before they become K through 12 teachers, they have to get the positions of the professors so they can teach the K through 12.
Yep.
So it's like, we're seeing the reverse version of the dominoes, like you're going back in time in a forensics examination type of situation.
I mean, where in history have women been in more power than they are now? Like, for real.
Society's never been more gynocentric.
Yeah, it really hasn't. There's a lot of women in power, and people are like, we need to have a woman president. And I'm like, no, we don't.
Do you think it's a coincidence that we're in like the worst state we've ever been in?
No, it's not.
Sociologically?
No, it's not. It's really not. So like, it's just what ends up happening is like, nothing ever gets fixed, and then new people that come in, they're like, oh, we'll fix it, and then it never gets fixed, just like women. Like, I lived with a bunch of women, and that's how it ran in our household. Nothing, like, if something broke and never got fixed, we all just kind of like ignored it, or I would try to fix it, being the somewhat more masculine one, and I'm not that mechanically strong. So whenever a man would come into my house, they would always be like, oh, can I fix this for you? Can I do this for you? And that's why I don't favor egalitarianism at all.
I think it's one of those things you get banned off of YouTube for saying, and you get guys like Stalking Horse who say, 19th Amendment, baby.
Giving women the right to vote, yeah.
It's almost like, here's the theory for you guys, okay? I know a lot of you guys like science. I'm a science nerd myself too. I like to think about, there's been a lot of talk about UFOs and aliens and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna tie this in to science. What if? And this is just off the cuff, I just thought of it right now. What if one of the great filters, do you know what the great filters are?
No.
The great filters is relating into the Fermi paradox, which is a question of why haven't we found other life out there yet? If it's so probable and there's so many planets. The great filter is a set of events or things that will happen in a society or a nature that will wipe out a civilization.
And you think women being in power is one of them?
What if society being dominated by feminine...
Being gynocentric is going to wipe out our planet?
Gynocentric society is a great filter.
I think so, a little bit.
If you let the women have dominant control, what do you guys think?
I think so.
What do you guys think?
Look
at what's happening.
Well, yeah, look, 19th Amendment was passed in 1920. We are 100 years after women got the right to vote, and look at what's gone and done to society. Like, especially American society. I hate to be like super, what's it called?
Western.
Well, yeah.
In Western society in general, it's all gone downhill.
It's all gone downhill when we let women be in power, and
if you think that's BS, again, just compare us to China, and extrapolate out differences
women
in
don't
1 or
have
2
power
decades.
in China.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably a few powerful women, but they've earned their right to be powerful.
China's still focused on meritocracy and advancement and dominating the world.
That's why.
That's not nice. That's not kind. It's not equal.
Yeah. Why do you think that they throw their babies out the door? Yeah. They why do you think
we need to invent warp drive?
That's why they sell their babies to us. So their little girls to us. Yeah.
Someone was recently proposing that programs in which whites constantly do better than minorities should be canceled. It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all, because they want the only way that they can win is by bringing white people down instead of just catching up. They would just want to shove us down, or shove people like you that are more pale skinned down by by trying to just equalize it by doing that, and that's not good.
Yeah, no, it's well, they say that, you know, they want to eliminate achievement and accomplishments and things like that, but what they're really saying is they want to eliminate white people, because it's basically a proxy for white people, what they're saying. So that's the second lesson. The second lesson that you can learn from this story, it doesn't prove the story, but I think it hints at the fact that having a more gynocentric society maybe isn't the best way to go for longevity.
It's not. I think there's definitely something of just giving women, you know, rights and, you know, the basic rights that we all have. But I think we've just kind of stretched what we define as like basic rights to women now, and it's gone too far.
Yeah, you can let them have all their rights while still emphasizing a patriarchal society.
Yeah, where men lead.
Nobody's being oppressed.
Yeah.
We're just emphasizing different values.
Yeah,
Some people might want to
instead of getting mad.
What's up, Athenian?
About
see you.
I see you, girl. I see you. We got a girl in the chat. Hell yeah.
If you have a society agreeing that cut your pee off is brave, the downward trajectory is imminent.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly.
If you want to actually spend any time reading any books, actual books in college, you'll understand that the fall of society is always preceded very closely by sexual degeneration, the destruction of objectivity, the rise of relativity, subjectivity. Nothing really means anything anymore, which is exactly what we're seeing right here,
a little bit
right now.
I know.
Which is cool.
I'm propagating it by being one of the sexual deviants.
You are a degenerate.
I am a total degenerate.
You're definitely not helping.
I'm definitely not helping, but
maybe one day you'll have a kid and you'll make up for it.
Oh yeah, I want a kid. That's the thing. I'm not a total degenerate and like gonna murder babies or nothing like that.
You know what? I'm glad that we at least got to see what a gynocentric society looks like. We got to try it out.
Yeah, we had to like test it and make sure it worked.
When you're actually pro-science, like us, you want to see the different possibilities. You want to see the different paths laid out and tested. We just got done. I would say we've had a pretty good test run.
100 years is pretty good.
Gynocentric society. And I think it's time to call it.
Yeah, I think so too.
What do you guys think? You guys think it's time to call it? I think it's time to call it. And I'm not saying that we need to, like, you know, put the women in camps or anything like that. I'm just saying shift the emphasis.
Yeah.
Take all the women out of the schools. At least get 50-50 on the teachers.
We need to have more men.
More masculine influence.
More men teaching our young kids.
Yeah, these
good men, not just men, but good men teaching our kids.
And the irony is that corporate America has totally eaten this up too, where the leftists, they think they're so anti-corporatism, and then you get Gillette ads that are talking trash about men.
Right.
Everyone is doing the anti-men now. It's like, oh wow, yeah, your narrative is endorsed by every major corporation, international corporation. You're so brave. We're all done.
Yep. Matriarchal societies collapse in on themselves, right? Because when it's a bunch of girls that don't know what they're doing, guess what? Nothing gets fixed, as I've said earlier.
Point me to any dominant matriarchal society right now. Can you even point to one on the map?
No, not really.
Just saying.
Because even the quote-unquote matriarchal societies still have men leading. So it's not entirely just one or the other, but I think in our society we need more masculine men, good men, not saying just any man, good men leading us.
It's all, it's cyclical. We're either going to collapse or we're going to swing back.
Yeah.
Those are the only two options.
Yeah, I mean.
And we'll just have to survive, adapt and survive, okay? Don't go down with the ship. Don't try to be brave. Don't try to save the United States and all that. Just try to survive. And
then she says, patriarchal societies do better unless you include in Islamic societies. Those stagnate. Well, yeah, because they're like too like one way or the other. They're too one way, I guess. Too extreme. They're like on that patriarchal extremism.
I don't think their stagnation has anything to do with their patriarchal tendencies, though. I think that has more do more with like geographical, regional, and other differences that I can't mention on YouTube.
Right. Geographically, I think yes, definitely is one of their biggest faults of those kinds of societies out there. But like,
There's
if you
just
bring
not a-
like,
there's
if you
no
bring like,
resources.
yeah, if you bring like Islamic people here to the United States, where they have their, religious freedom, and they are allowed to lead and be like a good patriarchal society that's not too just mean in general.
I'd be interested in looking more into that,
Yeah, well-
trying to figure out why, because they are very patriarchal society, but they're, like she said, they're a little behind.
They're a little behind. Yeah. I think there's like a healthy balance that needs to be had. And right now in this country, we're definitely not a healthy balance, like at all.
No, yeah, at least what we need is a balance. I'm not, even if I'll settle for a balance, we don't have to have a super patriarchy. We just have to have balance, and we're out of balance right now. That's all I'm saying.
We're totally out of balance.
That's the final word.
We're too far one way, or not too far. We're a little too far one way.
We're definitely too far.
We're way too far one way. We need men to just come in and be like, no, you women, go back to the kitchen where you belong. A little bit.
You said it, not me.
I don't mind going back to the kitchen. I'll take care of anybody that takes care of me. That's just
Moving
how I
on.
am.
Moving on to our next story. Before I go into this story, which is about COVID-19 masks and pollution and how they're gonna, choke dolphins and turtles and all that kind of stuff, I want to point out that I called this almost to the exact day 3 months ago. I posted on Twitter, September 20th. I said, I'm going to call it right now. I'll give it about 90 days before the narrative shift starts to happen,
About
where
the
we talk
masks.
about masks and PPE, polluting the oceans and choking dolphins and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And now what do we see here from from Asia, from China? They released a study about how the masks and the PPE is contributing vastly to the ocean pollution.
Oh,
Look at this guy. I mean, look at that. You know how many dolphins that's going to choke?
yeah. How many sea turtles are going to eat that and die?
Yeah, they're going to pull. I told you guys on the stream like 4 streams ago, the first time that somebody pulls a mask out of the nose of a turtle,
Oh, it's
COVID is done.
yeah. COVID's over.
COVID's over.
Or
overnight.
the mask mandates will at least be over.
The mask mandate's over overnight.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could just walk out on the street here in downtown Sacramento where we live, and you'll probably see on the ground a couple masks if you just walk down one city block. So,
Sea turtles should start wearing masks. That would be a fantastic dystopia. Executive summary from this a study from oceanasia.org. Marine plastic pollution poses an existential threat to marine wildlife and ecosystems. Plastic production has been steadily increasing, such that in 2018, more than 359 million metric tons were produced. Estimates suggest 3% of this plastic enters our oceans annually, amounting to between 8 to 12 million metric tons per year. The plastic does not go away, but rather accumulates, breaking up into smaller and smaller pieces. Annually, it's estimated that marine plastic pollution kills 100,000 marine mammals and turtles. Okay, so 100,000 marine mammals and turtles, over 1 million seabirds, and even a greater number of fish, invertebrates, and other marine life.
oh no.
Do the vegans know this? Are the vegans aware that millions of animals are dying from masks and plastic every year?
I mean, probably, but
Somebody needs to tell them. They need to be made aware.
they need to be made aware, but also
Seems like information they would like to know.
they also care about humans. That's why they're vegan too, because I know a lot of vegans that are
Well-
vegans because of like the ecology of it all. They're like, I don't want to consume animals that take up so much land.
Well, here's the interesting thing is what you could do is you give them a count, just say, it says over 1 million seabirds, 100,000 marine mammals, people. We're talking about dolphins,
Yeah,
whales,
smart life,
intelligent.
very intelligent.
Yeah, 100,000 of those, 1 million seabirds, greater number of fish. So we could say let's go 2.5 million animals, including very intelligent mammals every year. 2.5 million. Compare that to the number that they love throwing around in the media right now, which is Trump killing 300,000 people.
Yeah.
Trump personally strangling 300,000 people. I want to throw those numbers at him and see how this brain just starts smoking and igniting, just pure spontaneous combustion, because they won't be able to compute it. What matters more to you? 2.5 million animals, including smart mammals. 300,000 humans.
Well, it's not just going to be 300,000, Jeremy. It's going to be way more, and it's going to be way more over the years.
This is 2.5 million per year.
I know, but the thing is humans matter way more than animals, but not to vegans.
I'm not. That's what I'm saying.
It should be.
I'm saying that you got to ask a vegan.
We need to contact PETA and get them in on this.
We should see if we can get some comment from PETA on this.
Yeah, because PETA, y'all should be caring about these these millions of marine life that's getting affected because of all these masks and crap.
I mean, we talked about how that one video of the turtle having the straw removed from his nose sparked straws being banned across the nation.
Yep, California was one of the leading charge.
So why don't we have the same reaction here?
Because there's not a social media viral video.
That's all I want to know.
It's not a social media viral video that people can look at.
Mammals aren't intelligent at all. I'm saying relatively, Arian. Okay?
Relatively, yes.
Relatively,
we're not
like
saying we're not saying that they're like the smartest things ever.
I'm saying that in the vegan's mind, they would assign more value to the mammal. Not me. Remember, we're trying to talk about from a vegan's perspective here.
From the
just
vegan,
because they're the most inconsistent and the
non-leather wearing, vegans with the nasty dreadlocks and the face piercings and all right,
let's figure out what the masks are doing here. We talked about plastic and what's going on. The plastic pollution profoundly impacts coastal communities, fisheries, and economies. Okay. Conservative estimates suggest that it could cost the global economy $13 billion per year,
thanks, China.
To a 1.1 to 5% decline in ecosystem services at a value between 500 to 2.5 $2,500 billion US dollars.
Wow,
that's a lot of billions. That's 2.5 trillion.
Yeah.
Okay, so COVID-19 and plastic pollution. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty here. Plastic pollution has been exacerbated as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. Nobody tell the leftists. Keep it a secret.
Yeah.
Hygiene concerns and greater reliance on takeaway food has led to an increased use of plastics. Oh, I never thought of that. Particularly plastic packaging. At the same time, a number of measures designed to reduce plastic consumption, such as single-use plastic bag bans, have been delayed, paused, or rolled back. In some jurisdictions, reusable options have been banned.
Yeah.
The use of PPE, in particular face masks, and to a lesser extent gloves and face shields, has become widespread and a common tool used in preventing the spread of the pandemic, with many jurisdictions mandating the wearing of masks in public. The production of PPE has expanded in an attempt to meet skyrocketing demand, and PPE waste has increased dramatically.
Yes.
Okay, so here we go. The value of global face masks market was $0.79 billion in 2019, but expanded to an estimated $166 billion.
Oh God!
So it's from less than 1 to 166 billion in 1 year.
Damn.
One report in June predicted that the volume of this market will peak at more than 52 billion units by the end of 2020. The rapid increase in production still falls short of demand, which means we're going to be making more. And others estimated that 129 billion face masks and 65 billion gloves would be needed on a monthly basis.
Jesus.
To protect people worldwide.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is that we just don't care about the animals anymore.
Yeah, they don't care. They don't care anymore. It's in order to save society, we need to consume all of this crap that's just going to go into the ocean and kill animals, but it's okay. And also too, like the article said, they're also doing takeout all the time with their food. They're not at home making their own food. So they're using takeout and using the styrofoam and stuff. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Welcome back,
Miles.
They're
so contradictory. That's why this whole mask stuff is bullcrap.
Well, this is why I wanted to bring this up, and this is exactly why I tweeted about this 3 months ago. Because you got to think about the bigger picture here. Zoom out a little bit.
Okay.
The COVID-19 narrative. Okay, zoom out. It's only going to last so long, and they need a morally superior narrative in order to use as a backup plan. So when we're done with COVID, it's not because we reached herd immunity. Or
most of the population's vaccinated.
Yeah, it's not because of any of that. It's because somebody pulled a mask out of a turtle's nose.
Yeah, it's going to be
economic
like that.
Impact. Something like that.
It's going to be something like that. A jellyfish got caught up in a mask and almost died. Nobody cares about
jellyfish.
No, that's not true. I know a lot of people that care about jellyfish. Or like an octopus is going to eat the mask.
They don't even have brains.
They don't have brains, but they can figure out how to get out of stuff quite easily.
They're smarter than leftists.
They're way smarter than leftists. Have you seen?
They can catch their own food.
Yeah, I've seen. I've seen videos of
Leftists can't
octopus,
do
like an octopus in a jar, and it figured out how to like unscrew the jar and get
No,
out.
octopus is a different story. I'm talking about jellyfish.
Oh yeah, jellyfish are
They're
stupid.
just like a floating vegetable.
Yeah, they're just a floating vegetable of like mask, but they're beautiful. But they, yeah, I know a lot of people that care about jellyfish.
Yeah, I don't know, Arian. I haven't seen MA around either.
I
What's
haven't
up?
seen her either.
Echo. I haven't seen Echo Ami in a while. What's up, man?
Yeah. PETA doesn't care about animals. You're right about that. They really don't.
Lefties don't care. They just want control. That's the whole point of what we're really trying to say is that this whole animal choking on plastic stuff is going to remain in the background on the back burner.
Yeah.
Right? Until it's fortuitous for them to bring it up as a highly critical topic impact. Like, oh, okay, all right, this COVID thing's weakening a little bit. All right, turtles. Bring in the turtles.
Yeah, bring in the choking turtle.
Bring in the choking turtles. We're moving on from this one. Turtles are choking
We
people.
need to move on to the next battleground.
You should get Fleckus on. Hey,
I would love to
maybe.
talk to Fleckus. I've wanted to meet that dude for a long time.
Yeah, somebody brought up. I think maybe it was you, Anthony. If you mentioned that before, that masks should be biohazard material.
Yeah,
That's true.
that's true. They should be going in the biohazard bin.
There's pretty strict protocols for disposing of that stuff in hospitals and medical facilities. But in a Costco parking lot, you just throw it on the ground.
Yeah, if you wear gloves and you come in contact with, someone else's fluids of whatever kind, you have to like throw your gloves away in a specific bin.
Oh yeah.
It's biohazard. Like it's if you got human juices on your stuff, then you got to throw that away.
They're too busy dancing around in the hospitals.
Yeah, they're
now.
too busy doing dances, doing TikTok videos to care about any of
Nurses
that.
dancing as people are dying in the hospitals, and turtles are choking on masks.
This is
It's 2020 for
this
you.
is 2020.
And they're claiming that they're morally superior the whole time.
Yeah, of course. Why?
Hilarious.
They're usually the people who claim moral superior are the most degenerate, the biggest degenerates of them all. So
It's true.
It's pretty great. It's pretty awesome.
True that. Did you guys know there's a new strain of COVID out there?
Yeah, I heard about it in the UK.
Breaking news, urgent, update,
Beep, 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 beep,
death surge, keywords, everything.
Keywords, trigger words.
Give me your attention. First U.S. case of highly contagious coronavirus variant is found in Colorado.
Ah!
From the New York Times. The fact that the infected man had no travel history raises the worrisome possibility that the variant is already well established in his community.
Oh my god. That's even better. That he hasn't even traveled to like the UK to get it.
He's just like been in his
He's
apartment
just
all
been
day.
in his apartment for the 9 months straight and gets it. Like
Probably some leftist who was super diligent. He's like, I'm never leaving my house. I'm not a Nazi.
I don't even leave to go to the bathroom or anything.
And just craps in a can.
Yeah,
and-
just craps in a can and leaves it on his front doorstep.
Oh my god. Well, he's quarantined now involuntarily, so.
Yeah, this is great.
From the New York Times, the first United States case of the more contagious coronavirus variant that was initially discovered in Britain was found in Colorado on Tuesday. The governor said, raising a worrisome possibility that the variant is already well established in the patient's community and maybe elsewhere.
Oh no.
William Hanage, an epidemiologist at Harvard, says, quote, it didn't teleport across the Atlantic.
Well, no crap, Sherlock. Wanted to say SHIT,
The
but
variant was detected in a man in his 20s, well, at least he's not going to die, 99.99% chance of survival, with no travel history. The man was in isolation in Elbert County in southeast Denver.
okay, well,
The newly reported case should not be cause for panic. Oh, yeah. That's why the headline is first case of highly contagious coronavirus variant is found in Colorado.
yeah, totally.
No panic. No, don't panic, though, guys.
New York Times totally just saw that and were like, yeah, you say don't panic, but we're going to write it to where people
Like,
panic.
oh, we can get a lot of clicks off of this.
we could get a
bad
lot
boy.
of clicks off of this, so
We're going to Clicktown.
don't tell us what to do.
One-way high-speed ticket to Clicktown. Scientists are worried about the variants but not surprised by them. It is normal for viruses to mutate, and most of the mutations of the coronavirus have proved minor.
Oh.
There's no evidence that an infection with the variant known as B117 is more likely to lead to a severe case of COVID-19, increase the risk of death, or evade the new vaccines. So what they're saying, it's not more dangerous. It just spreads more.
Oh, okay.
It's easier spreading.
Okay, whatever they say. They said that people could be asymptomatic and spread, and then 9 months later they're saying, "Oh, that's not actually happening."
Yeah, masks, no masks,
Yeah.
asymptomatic spread, no asymptomatic spread. It lives on surfaces for 8 weeks. It doesn't live on surfaces at all.
It just
We
seems
really
like it's
don't know what the hell we're
as
talking
a
about.
nationalist in chat says, "COVID, the joke that never ends." It's true. It's just a never-ending cycle with this garbage.
Clown world. Welcome to clown world,
For
ladies and
real.
gentlemen. Continuing on from the article, there's a lot we don't know about this new COVID-19 variant, but the scientists in the United Kingdom are warning the world that it is significantly more contagious. And the question that I have is, we're hearing this 70% number being thrown out. I don't know if it's been in this article yet, but I want to know where that 70% came from. Maybe we'll get to the answer.
Yeah.
The Center for Disease Control and Prevention said in a statement on Tuesday that it expected there will be additional cases that are likely to be detected in the coming days. Wow, thanks, CDC.
Yeah. No crap, CDC.
I'm sure they're top experts
Yeah,
were
they've
needed to
got some-
consult on that one.
Yeah.
Some
total
guy got
experts.
it just sitting in his apartment, and maybe there's more than one case. The case identified came from Elbert County, which has a population of 27,000. Wow. It's a small town,
It's not that big.
relatively small. It's not clear where B117 arose. Britain has the biggest system for sequencing the genomes of coronaviruses, which may be why the variant was first found there. So, maybe they're trying to say that it's been here, but we just haven't really known about it yet.
Okay, but this guy got it. Where did he get it from if he hasn't gone anywhere?
It's not clear.
Yeah.
It's not clear yet why B117 transmit more easily, because they haven't done any studies. The lineage has accumulated 23 mutations since it split off from other coronaviruses. So 23 mutations, brand new thing. And if you guys look into this, this is what I'm challenging you. Viewer challenge.
Okay. Get your thinking caps on,
You guys
folks.
ready? It's not timed. It's your homework assignment for our
Put your
next
thinking cap
till our
on.
next stream on Saturday. Find the study that shows that this has a 70% increased spread rate, and then find the methodology for how they got to that number. Because if you were to go to google.com and search for a new COVID vaccine, for example, which I will do right now, what you'll see
Quick Googling, Jeremy.
is you're going to see the 70% number basically thrown around everywhere. And what you'll find, because I dug into this and I tried to find the answer myself, what you'll find is that basically some guy in UK said, well, we think it's going to be about 70%.
We think.
And then that gets put into headlines. And then people start panicking.
And is this guy an expert?
Well, yeah, expert.
Yeah, expert.
But remember, experts don't really
yeah, expert
exist.
don't really exist anymore.
And then they did, and then, okay, so to be fair, they did do an actual study. It wasn't really a study. They just looked at data for who was being admitted to hospitals and what the death rates were and stuff like that. And they came up with another guess that it was about 56% more transmissible.
Oh, okay.
Which, again, not even a real study.
Yeah.
They're not looking at, it's only a past, I forgot what it's called, but when you look at data that's already happened in the past, that's the best they can do is 56% increase.
And doesn't it take like a while to figure all this stuff out? And coronavirus,
Yeah.
this strain of coronavirus hasn't been around for very long. So it's just all of these things are getting thrown at us like this, that, this is what it is. But they don't
This
really,
is what it is.
this is what it is. They don't really know what it is. I got to channel my inner Alex Jones there. This is what it is, I'm telling you.
It's true. We're being bombarded, so we're already trying to consume too much information as it is. Without any COVIDs, without any pandemics, we're already consuming too much information. But now this stuff comes out. People hear 70%, like me. I heard 70%. I was like, oh, okay.
Wow, that's a big
Why?
number. Yeah,
Where
why?
does 70% come from? How do they know it's 70%? You look into it, you find that there's really
Yeah.
no reason.
That's
for
what
the
sets you
70%.
apart from like a regular person. A regular person would hear 70% and just go, oh no. Whereas you go, why? Where do they
but
get that?
Even the guys like me I can understand basic, medical term. I can read studies. I can look at research and figure out what's going on for the most part. Even though I'm not a biologist, I can't figure it out.
Yeah, where did they get this number?
The skill, the entry, the barrier to entry to even basically understand what's going on with all this stuff is so high that even, relatively intelligent people like myself, you have to be an epidemiologist or a biologist to even understand what's going on.
Yeah.
You literally, I swear to God, when you guys look for this, you're going to find the articles, and it's going to link to another article that says 70% in a new study that's going to be linked, and that's going to give you another article that doesn't have the study in it.
Yeah.
And then that article is going to have a link that says in a study, and that link will not have the study either. You're going to go down several chains to find the study that's not very easily available. It should be easy. It should be on Google.
Yeah.
Where the public can see the study and just read it themselves.
No.
But we're forced to get all of our information through the filter of
the
media.
The mainstream, yeah.
Which, I mean, how reliable is that?
Not reliable at all. They've lied. They don't even cover a lot of things. So why trust them?
So there you guys go. Try and find that and let me know if you do.
Yeah. Arian says 70% from statistical analysis with estimated sampling data.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's estimated.
And they use my favorite terminology. I forgot where else they use this, but maybe you guys can rack my brain. They said initially they were only mildly confident. Oh, the Russia hack.
Oh.
The Russia hack with, I think it was either CrowdStrike or whoever the firm was that looked at the Russia hack. They said they were mildly confident that it was Russia. Mm-hmm. This is exactly what they were saying about this 70% number. We're mildly confident. Oh, now we're moderately confident. They upgraded their confidence.
Oh, okay. Well,
so you're getting your information from somebody who's moderately confident, who then gives this information to the media company, who then gives you their own perspective on it. So
yeah, that sounds.
Good luck trying to interpret reality.
That sounds great. That sounds like
so bad.
Like no wonder people are so brainwashed and programmed. It's kind of like you see. I see how programmed people are now. But looking at how we're getting our information, like no wonder we're all so programmed and stupid.
Yeah, there's just too much information out there.
There is, and it's not accurate information. Or it's like, oh, we're only this confident, or we're only this sure. It's like, why are you even talking about it if you're not sure? Like, why are you even talking to the press about it? Why are we even talking about it if you're not, like, 100% confident in your idea or your hypothesis?
Boris Johnson gave a speech, and he quoted 70% based off of a guy who said, I think it's going to be about 70%.
I think. I'm moderately confident.
Based off of just a random guess. and then the very crappy version of the analysis, regressive. That's the term I was looking for. The regressive study that they did to look into the past was 56. So the 70% literally was just a number out of the anus.
Sounds like it.
And then Boris Johnson, the leader of that
quotes
country, quotes it in a speech.
Whew.
So
That's
you can
bad.
see, we don't have a very good relationship with processing information.
We don't,
in modern society.
We really don't. We're like too connected, and it's really easy to fall victim to believing whatever park you live in.
And then you wonder why so many people have depression and anxiety, and of course.
Yeah.
But it's okay. You can put your anxieties and depressions to rest because there's a vaccine.
Oh yeah.
We have a way out.
We've got a way out, and we're here.
But wait.
Oh no.
Maybe we don't. Top WHO scientist from BusinessInsider.com says vaccinated travelers should still quarantine, citing lack of evidence that COVID-19 vaccines prevent transmission.
Oh my goodness.
So we talked about this briefly at the beginning of the stream, but we live in a fast-moving world where definitions of words change overnight or literally within hours. When somebody in a congressional hearing says that something is sexist or racist, it'll have the definition changed immediately on dictionary.com. So I guess I used to think that vaccines meant that makes you immune to a certain illness.
Yeah, it used to.
It used to. Nobody told me that wasn't the case, and now it's kind of like, hey, wait a second, you didn't know that vaccines don't prevent transmission? This is from the WHO, people.
Yeah.
Okay? The
World Health
WHO.
Organization.
Continuing on from Business Insider, the World Health Organization's chief scientist, Dr. Soumya Swaminathan, has urged people to be cautious with their behavior even after receiving a COVID-19 vaccine. Swaminathan told a Monday briefing that there was not yet enough evidence from vaccine trials to be confident that it's going to prevent people from actually getting the infection and therefore being able to pass it on.
Yeah, that's great.
So, okay, she added that at least for now, even people who had received the vaccine should still quarantine when traveling to other countries. Vaccine. Some people got the vaccine. They're like, oh, I can't wait to go to Hawaii.
And then
I can't wait to go to Bali. I'm gonna get the vaccine on
you're
the
still
first
not
day.
you're still not protected.
They slept outside the hospital in the tent for 3 days to get the vaccine first, like you do on Black Friday at Best Buy. And they're like, oh, I can't wait so I can go to Bali. Oh, nope, you're still quarantined.
Yeah, you still need to quarantine. Like you still need to be you still need to have caution.
So here's a question that you think that they would figure out before or as they're developing a vaccine, but one of the bullet points here from Business Insider says vaccine researchers in the U.S. are trying to determine whether vaccines can stop the virus from spreading or are effective at only preventing symptomatic cases.
Oh.
So, and this is something I've been hearing quite a bit, where the narrative is starting to shift now that this is getting out of the bag. The vaccine was never meant to stop transmission. The vaccine was never meant to stop you from getting sick.
Yeah,
it's
just
only to reduce the symptoms.
It's and to like make you feel good.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's to reduce symptoms and make the leftists feel good because they are going to get vaccinated for something that has a 99.999173.
Mikey brings up exactly what I was going to talk about. Mikey says in chat, that means that herd immunity could be impossible to achieve.
Well, they changed the definition
we
of...
just talked about last week how they changed the definition of herd immunity to include vaccines.
Yeah.
But now they're saying, the WHO is saying, vaccines don't prevent you from getting the illness. So somebody's messing up somewhere between those two things. Because if the vaccine doesn't prevent you from getting it, but herd immunity is dependent now, the new definition is dependent on you getting the immunity from the vaccine. What? No.
Arian says, don't trust this South Indian doctor from WHO. You've got something against South Indian doctors? Probably.
Hey, I mean, nothing means anything anymore.
That's hilarious.
They're really, if you can't, it should be obvious to anybody at this point, if you can see, like Mikey said, that the herd immunity, the definition which just got changed, which Fauci was talking about, now the vaccine has nothing to do with immunity.
Yeah.
So the definite herd immunity doesn't even exist anymore. It's just it's sucked into a black hole somewhere.
Might you want to bet the vaccine is just like a shot of vitamin C or something?
Just water.
Just water.
What I'm saying is, how could it, if you see this stuff happen, how can you not think that this is all just a farce? It's all just a joke. Like whoever said it in chat previously, it's just clown world.
They got wool over their eyes. They really do.
But it's like so far beyond that. It's really, really bad.
I know it is. Yeah, this is this is not good.
And they were begging for the vaccine too.
They and remember
leftists were begging for it.
Remember on the debate stage with Joe Biden and Trump. Trump said we're gonna have a vaccine before Christmas, and Biden kept saying, "No, you're not. No, you're not." And then now we have one, and now now they don't want it. They're like, "What? We didn't really want it. We just wanted to test you to see."
I won't take a vaccine if it's from Trump.
Yeah, well,
that's what they were saying.
Just wanted to like test it to see how dedicated he was to actually helping people. Because he killed 300,000 people all with his bare hands.
Yep. Choked them all to death.
Choked them all to death.
With his snotty hands.
Yeah, with his tiny little hands.
His tiny little snotty filled hands.
tiny little hands.
Because he doesn't wear a mask.
Yeah, well, he did wear a mask, and then he got COVID, but beat it in 3 days.
So here's the question I have now. Now we're back. So they tried to get a one-up on the people who were saying, because this is what the narrative was. The narrative was that, well, why don't we just all get it and then get immunity from getting it, right? Because that's one way to do it. Unless that's somehow biology, and epidemiology changed overnight, and I'm not aware of that one. But the original narrative was, what if we just all get it? We don't need to get the vaccine.
That's what we used to do.
Now we know that it doesn't actually prevent you from getting it. So now we're going back to that. We're back to step one, where, okay, well, I think I would rather just get it.
I would. COVID party.
I'd rather just get it than get the vaccine that does who knows what. I saw a video of some chick a nurse who claimed she had Bell's palsy from it.
I've heard
half her face was lost control.
I've heard a couple people have gotten Bell's palsy.
And they're saying they don't even have enough evidence. They don't have enough evidence to support the main purpose of what the vaccine was created for. So I definitely doubt they have enough evidence to give me a complete list of side effects.
Yeah, of course not. They didn't even do testing on it to see if it would do a good sample test of anything. So
it doesn't sound like it. She said right there they don't have enough data.
Yeah, there's not enough data.
So if you were to choose, or you guys in chat were to choose to get the vaccine, it's not going to prevent you from getting COVID. It's just going to make you asymptomatic and have who knows what kind of side effects?
Yeah.
Long term, short term. It could melt your brain in 50 years.
Yeah.
You don't know.
They could be implanting a chip and then activate you when it's time when the apocalypse goes down.
Oh, you have full Alex Jones on me right there.
A little bit.
Okay, so would you rather do that or just get the COVID, which has a 99.99% survival rate if you're under 45?
Yeah, I'd rather get the COVID.
And you probably get over it in like a day.
Couple days.
Yeah.
I mean, Trump's 73 years
Trump's a
old.
fat
3-year-old, and
guy.
he fought it in 3 days.
Yeah, Rudy Giuliani. If Rudy Giuliani can get over it, you guys can get over it.
Rudy
With
Giuliani.
no challenge.
Yeah, that guy's totally unhealthy, and he got over it in 3 or 4 days. Yeah.
Fauci keeps raising the percentage needed for herd immunity. See, they're always changing the goalposts.
Yeah, they have to.
And it's not like we're some kind of super geniuses for pointing out that they're changing it again. They're changing the goalpost. All we're saying, as alt-centrists, is that you shouldn't partake in that entire discussion.
Mm-hmm.
You should be an independent, neutral observer.
Yeah. Just
An
kind of
objective observer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess that'd be a good synonym for what an alt-centrist is. An objective observer. You're not participating in the system. You're not emotionally attached to what's happening in the system. You're just objectively observing. And any objective observer will look at this whole entire COVID situation and say, this is fucked.
Yeah, this is totally effed.
Excuse my language, but that was a worthy dropping of the word.
It's okay, Jeremy. You can drop the F-bombs every once in a while.
It's unprecedented.
You don't drop them as much as I do, so you're good. What can we do? Like
I do like one a stream.
Yeah, one a stream, and only when it's worthy.
Did her getting Bell's palsy affect her ability to dance? Nope, she continued right back into the dance crew at her hospital.
She got right back in there.
Arian says, Jeremy, that would be great, but those SJWs do not want to go hardcore Darwinism. Survival of the fittest is the way to go.
Well, yeah, of course they don't want that because they'll lose.
Well, yeah, see, that brings up the larger narrative that we're talking about in every show, that underlines every show that we do, and that is that the leftists, everything that they're advocating for is so far from nature. It's nothing natural, nothing scientific about anything that they do.
Yeah.
Whereas survival of the fittest, for example, Darwinism, that's definitely more in line with, you could only try to outrun nature for so long. You can only try to force equality and egalitarianism on a society for so long.
Yeah.
That's all.
Derek in the chat said, I had COVID-19, walked 2 to 3 miles a day with it. The only thing that ever happened was I lost taste and smell for 4 or 5 days. Flonase fixed it within an hour.
Flonase fixed it within an hour. That's hilarious.
You heard it here, folks. If you get COVID, get the Flonase.
No, the nasal corticosteroids are like what they're trying to keep under wraps. They don't want you to know that those work very well.
Yeah.
But they do.
Why would they?
Because it's over the counter. You can't make any money.
Yeah, you can't make any money.
Go buy Flonase from Walgreens right now.
You don't get to take a vaccine if you just take Flonase and get over it.
I got to try Flonase. I still haven't gotten my sense of taste and smell back fully. I'm like 60% back. And fertility issues question. Yeah, good question, Anthony. One of the things they actually came out and admitted was that pregnant women may not want to take this, or women who want to have kids
don't take it
because it messes with your uterine wall or something like that.
Well, that's not gonna do for me.
I'm sure they've got an extensive a library of research available for you to reference if you wanted to decide for yourself.
I'll just take my chances and not get it.
2 pages of, well, we don't think it'll do anything.
Yeah, we're strongly confident that it won't do anything. I'm not gonna take the chance. I want babies, so no vaccine for me. I'm good.
Mikey says a good medication could be just as good. Ivermectin, for example. That's another one. Ivermectin they don't want to talk about because it's pretty cheap. I think you can actually get that as like a animal deworming medicine over the counter. Peak Prosperity made a good video about it. Oh yeah, he's got good stuff. You got to strike from YouTube for talking about ivermectin. That's the reality that you guys live in. And when I say objective observer and you shouldn't participate in the system, that's exactly why I'm saying this kind of stuff. Because the system and the society in which you live is setting up rules where when you talk about viable alternative medicines, for example, you get censored.
Yeah.
Is that a system that you want to participate in?
No.
Why would you?
Not. Absolutely not.
I want free-flowing information and all that, good stuff.
Samantha Ray says it took decades to make the flu vaccine. It's only 40 to 60% effective in reducing the symptoms.
Yeah.
Yep, you're right, Samantha Ray. Go girl.
I don't even get the flu vaccine. I don't even bother.
Yeah, me neither. I don't even get the flu, so...
Even before the COVID vaccine came out, I was not doing the flu because the side effects of just getting the vaccine seemed like higher risk than just getting the possibility of getting the flu in the first place.
And then I've heard, like, the past few flu seasons that we've had, the vaccine for it was like less than 40% effective.
Right, because there's different strains and they mismatch the vaccine.
Yeah.
So what it is, it really points out a lack of the ability to understand risk management on a societal scale. Because if you were to, again, like I said, take a flu vaccine that's going to have a decent chance of giving you crazy side effects, or a COVID vaccine that's going to do who knows what, make half your face stop working, or get a 99.99% survival rate illness that you could probably get over within a few days. You can judge the risk level there and then make an assumption, make a well-informed decision. Nobody wants to evaluate risk anymore. They just say, "Oh, what sounds the worst? What sounds morally inferior? What's the most morally superior thing I can do?" That's how they make decisions.
And what's the easiest too? Like nobody
What's
wants.
the easiest?
Yeah, nobody wants to get sick. Nobody wants to get the flu. The flu sucks.
Yeah.
But
the easiest thing to say is just shut down the entire economy, wear masks, comply. That's the easy thing to say. But again, no risk management. They're not looking at the economic damage that's going to come as a result of their choices, their consequences of their decisions.
Yeah.
They don't look at it.
See, we got Samantha says it is only for the A and B, no other strain of flu. Yeah. It's and then Arian says, "Damn girl, you some sort of virologist?" Arian's flirting it up in the chat.
Oh, Athenian brings up a good point. She says, we all stop talking about the fact that Chinese made this virus. They need to face consequences. So I'm not going to go as far as even say they made it. If I see the evidence, I'll also say that. But I said this in like 2 or 3 live streams ago when I did one of my solo streams about my coronavirus questions. You can go back and look at it. I asked specifically why we no longer care about where this whole thing came from. Because you would think that if this is a global pandemic on an unprecedented level, we'd be interested in understanding the origins. But we seem to have zero interest in that.
Well, because China's paid all of these people to stop showing interest in it.
Ooh,
I mean,
spicy.
That's my take. That's my hot take
Spicy.
Tuesday. That's my hot take for the day.
I'd say you're pretty dead on with that.
A little bit. Like, they own just about every goddamn country and government. They own some kind of something involved in it to where people will just bend over for them or just turn a blind eye to whatever's going on.
Again, an objective observer would probably come to the same conclusion as you.
But there's not a lot of objective observers like us.
That's why we're here, baby.
That's why we're here.
#1 alt-centrist stream on YouTube, DLive, Periscope, and Twitch.
The only alt-centrists.
That's right. Objective observers.
We're taking it back.
And you guys are a part of it now.
Yes.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah, whether you like it or not, y'all are involved. It's just like when
you're on a list.
It's just like when you watch something bad happen, like you're obligated to take part.
I wouldn't say this is bad.
Oh my god.
This is great.
This is amazing. This is a pretty good one.
Well, I think that's enough COVID.
Yeah, I'm kind of over COVID.
COVID news for today. This is a really heavy COVID episode. Let's switch it up to a lighter topic.
Yeah,
a funner topic.
Maybe funner to some people.
If that's even a word.
More fun. More fun is grammatically correct. But I'm going to say funner just because.
Before we move on, let's just go over the chat and see what they have to say. Because we're here for you guys. Yeah. This is really about the discussion.
Yeah, we like talking to y'all. Y'all are great.
The end goal of climate agenda is what I always go back to. Depopulation to appease extinction, rebellion, vegan clowns. Depopulation. So, like, Bill Gates is trying to put some depopulation stuff in the vaccine, that kind of stuff. Athenian says, every single person that tried to expose it has had their career and reputation ruined as a result. Yes. Much like Tyrone Hayes when he exposed atrazine's effects. I'm not familiar with Tyrone or the effects of atrazine, but you're absolutely correct in that when you talk about any kind of alternative to the approved narrative, you're gonna get canned.
Yeah, you get canned, you get kicked off, you're not allowed to speak, you get shunned.
And the fact that they were removing people who would have spoken up against it way in advance of this happening also should make you question a little bit. I'm not saying what it should make you question. I'm just saying it's convenient that all the people that would have really made us think about this and had an impact on the actual conversation, like Alex Jones, for example, just to give one example, most notable example.
He's been banned forever.
That's what I'm saying. They ban guys like that because he would have presented an alternative to this. Alex Jones wouldn't have gone with the narrative on this.
Oh yeah, he's been on his stuff. He's been saying this for months that this is all stupid.
Everyone who would have promoted an alternative narrative has already been banned. I mean, anyone who would have promoted it on a large scale. That's what I'm saying. He's Mossad. Oh, Tyrone Hayes or Alex Jones. All right, we got a fun one to end it on here. Or maybe we won't end it. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
See where the chat takes us.
I don't even know where we are in our story list. This is not...
I was going to say that's not it.
The correct one. Let's see. Oh, did you link the right article?
I did. Hold on. Sorry, folks.
Our producer may have given us a bad link here.
Meaning me.
Let's see.
Hold on, folks.
Here we go.
There we go.
Yeah. Breanna Taylor. You guys remember her, right?
Yeah, we remember.
Say her name.
Yeah, we're supposed to say her name, so I always remember her.
No, this site is redirecting me.
Really?
Wait. Breanna Taylor. Yeah, no, that's redirecting me. That's interesting. So it's redirecting me from the story of her statue getting smashed in Oakland to the story of 2 officers getting fired. Interesting. So let me just do.
I was gonna say maybe they've changed it.
We'll get around your.
I was gonna say, that's weird because it was working when I looked at it
New
earlier.
York Times isn't gonna work. They want a paywall.
Yeah, they want.
The Guardian, great reputable news source.
Yeah, Guardian. That's
fantastic.
Great one.
From theguardian.com, Oakland police investigate smashed statue of Breanna Taylor.
Oh no.
The artist's name, who's predominantly mentioned in the subtitle of the article, coincidentally, calls damage act of racism, aggression aimed at suppressing fight for black freedom.
Or maybe
without knowing who did it or why.
Yeah, without knowing who did it or why.
He just magically knows that it's an act of racist aggression.
Could have just been some crackhead that didn't like it and decided to smash it, but it's racism.
Which, considering the increased amount of crackheads in Sacramento, I would say there's definitely a lot more in Oakland.
Oakland is where the crack's coming out of, don't you know?
And I did not know that. I'm not a crack consumer. I'm not a
crack consumer either, but I know a lot of cocaine comes out of Oakland. Apparently, it's like the #1 trafficking place for cocaine. So...
Police are investigating what appears to be an act of vandalism after a statue of Breanna Taylor erected to honor her memory was smashed in Oakland, California.
Say her name.
Say her name. Oakland Police Department said late on Monday it was looking into the incident, although it had not identified any suspects or motives. The statue was found smashed on Saturday, about 2 weeks after it was installed. So it lasted 2 weeks, and
surprised it lasted that long.
It looks like chocolate. I'm not sure if that's related to the fact that she was obese or not, but
it does look like chocolate.
I'm trying to make fun of her.
When I looked at it the first time, I saw the pictures. I was like, that looks like chocolate. It looks like some damn chocolate. It doesn't even look like her, honestly. If you see a picture of her, that does not look like her.
Well, maybe we can figure out who did this or why. The ceramic bust depicts a smiling Taylor, and it was installed in downtown Oakland near City Hall. On its base is a plaque that reads, "Say her name."
Hell yeah, say her name.
Oh my God, say her name.
We don't say her name enough.
Say her name. Say his name. Say her name.
Say her name.
That's just the robotic response to any kind of racial issues. Say his name.
Yeah, just say his name.
Say her name. Who would vandalize the statue of Breanna Taylor? Imagine, after a year and a half, 2 years straight of people smashing Abraham Lincoln statues, George Washington, who are all these other
Christopher
Columbus statues have been getting ripped down for years.
Even Catholic saints, they've been tearing down statues of Catholic saints.
Anybody who even looks remotely white, they've been ripping these statues down for the last 4 years straight, and now one little bust of Breanna Taylor
one really crappy
that's
statue.
been up for 3 weeks that nobody knew about. Who would vandalize a statue of Breanna Taylor? Just pure outrage.
It is total outrage. It's kind of hilarious. Oh my goodness! And then they go into her story and blah blah blah.
Yeah, of course there was a GoFundMe created for this, and I think it was set at 5,000, but I think they've already raised like whoa.
Sorry,
They've already
folks.
raised like $10,000 for it.
Just for the statue?
For the GoFundMe for that statue.
Oh my gosh!
And of course the artist's name is plastered everywhere.
I was gonna say, yeah, whoever this artist is, they're getting paid out big.
So I'm just saying, I don't know if you guys are getting the same. Okay, we've already got somebody, Samantha in chat. She's already onto it. She's on the trail. She's on the scent. I'm just saying, as a capitalist, I look at this, and I'm thinking to myself, I have a great idea for making some money.
Gonna build a statue, then pay somebody to tear it down, and then have charity come and pay for another one and make money off of
I'm
it.
gonna melt some Hershey's bars, and I'm gonna make a statue.
Some Hershey's bars.
Insert hoax racist victim here, and just prop it up in a city somewhere, and then when it gets smashed inevitably, I'll just say, "Oh, guys,
Racism.
My racism. This is by the way, here's my GoFundMe.
Yeah, here's my GoFundMe so I can build another one and make money.
That Hershey statue cost me $15,000 to make. So if you guys want to see another one, GoFundMe's right here.
Because it's $15,000 because the chocolate is unmeltable chocolate.
And it was made by people who weren't racist.
Yeah.
So
and
it
it was raised in memory of Breanna Taylor, and we're supposed to say her name.
Right. As they were making it, they had their fists raised, and they said, "Say her name," over and over.
Say her name.
Say her name. Say her name. Say her name. As they were making the chocolate.
Yeah. Blessing it. That's how they blessed it. They just said,
that's the new religion. That's like
say
like
her
doing
name
this
over and
in,
over
in
again.
Catholicism, or like splashing the water.
Yeah. It's say her name.
Say her name.
Fist up.
Say her name.
Say her name.
Yeah, but what I want to point out with this is that since there's no known suspects yet, which I thought was a little interesting because it's in downtown Oakland. There's probably
cameras everywhere, and it's in front of City Hall.
10,000 cameras pointed at that.
And it's in front of City Hall
In front of City Hall. They know who did that. We all know who did that. Samantha already called it out and says it's a hoax.
And then Athenian said, "I bet BLM smashed it by mistake. No different than when they accidentally wrecked the 54th Division Memorial." I think it was BLM too, but I already know they're gonna try to blame it on some right winger or some white person. So like, because only white people want to vandalize memorial statues of, black criminals. So
criminals being glorified just like it was National Felons League. That's a downward spiral for any country. Yet another indication that our country's in a downward spiral. We're making statues of criminals.
Memorials of criminals.
It sounds like the intro to a dystopian futuristic movie. Okay, the subtitle comes on. You're in the movie theater. It's all dark. You're looking at the screen. Some deep bass starts hitting you. You got the popcorn. You can smell the popcorn. Your hot girlfriend or boyfriend sitting next to you. You're excited. Subtitles come on. In the future.
In the future.
In the world where women run everything.
And criminals get glorified.
Yes, exactly. That's a dystopian movie
It
right
really
there. If I've
is.
ever heard
That
one.
really is.
It was Jussie.
Stalking Horse says Oakland, a drunk driver hit it. Probably.
Jussie Smollett did it.
It was probably a drunk driver, or as I said, probably some crack fiend that was sleeping in front of the City Hall, and then had an episode and saw that statue and got scared and decided to beat the living crap out of it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, or and if you guys, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but this is why I like this story so much, because we've seen so many hate crime hoaxes.
Oh yeah.
Since Donald Trump came into office. I mean, the narrative is that hate crimes have increased exponentially since Donald Trump came into office. First of all,
no, fake hate crimes have increased exponentially.
Fake hate crimes have increased more than any other statistic has increased ever. And there's a site you can go to. I think it's hatecrimehoax.com or something like that, where they track all this stuff. You can see every single one of these where, somebody painted a swastika on my dorm room. Somebody left a note on my windshield that says I'm a N-word or whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill you, N-word.
Yeah, and all hoaxes.
Yeah.
I can't even think of one that actually happened in recent history within like the last year that was legitimate. Can you guys name any actual legitimate racial hate crimes that happened against not against white people.
I was gonna say I know a bunch of them happening against white people.
Yeah, we could probably name a lot of those. But there's this epidemic of hoaxes because, again, and this is kind of a cliched term, but the demand or the supply for racial hate crimes exceeds the demand. No. Reverse that. The demand exceeds the supply, which I think was a quote from Thomas Sowell or something like that.
He probably, it's something from him.
Who was a black economist, genius.
Yeah.
Somebody I idolize in terms of economics. Has nothing to do with his race. He's just a straight up genius. But it's true. The demand for racism exceeds the supply. So you have to have stories like this where
to fuel it.
Imagine spray painting a swastika on your own car so that you can get some clout from the local news station or post on social media and get some likes.
Oh yeah.
And I'm going to go ahead and make a prediction that this is a similar situation here with the statue. Where either it was what you said, where a bum smashed it because he was mad or on crack, cracked out.
Yeah.
Or probably the artist himself or somebody he knew just went and smashed it.
Yeah.
How many right-wingers are in Oakland? How many Trumpers are in downtown Oakland?
They're all coming from outside of Oakland to go smash it.
Yeah, they made a road trip to downtown Oakland to bust up your statue because of white supremacy.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Who white supremacists?
Yeah, white supremacists. And then they can't, there's no videos, nowhere showing
a
who.
noose on the garage door.
Yeah, Bubba Watts.
Bubba, whatever his name was.
Yeah, and then Samantha says the Bernie supporter in Portland attacking the Muslims. I mean...
Oh, at the train station or whatever, I think that was. I think I remember that one.
I mean, yeah, there's probably...
Interesting.
That's interesting.
I'm trying... So Arian had his comment censored. I'm trying to show it.
Yeah, we're trying to show your comment, Arian, but it won't let us because...
Error.
The YouTube overlords are getting us.
It says error.
It says error, try again.
So if we're banned...
Yeah, thanks, Arian.
It's nice knowing you guys. Follow me on locals.com.
Yeah, follow us on Locals.
If this is our last gasp, follow me on locals.com.
For real, though.
Link should be in the description.
Join us. We're going to do an after-hour show, after-stream show, where we talk about things that we can't talk about on YouTube.
That's right.
Because we're getting censored like this.
Beauty and the Beta does hoax hate every week. Oh, that's good. All right. At least somebody's doing it because, yeah, that's a big thing. It's a whole market on its own.
Yeah.
Fake hate crimes.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I can fake a hate crime and then get some money out of it. But nobody hates me, though. That's
You're a
the problem.
lesbian.
Yeah, that's true.
And you pass as a lesbian because you got the short hair.
Yeah, I got the short hair and the...
As long as you're not wearing a Trump shirt, they'll believe you.
Yeah, that's true.
If you want to make some easy money.
I mean, I guess I had a hate crime against me when I got kicked out of a lift for, speaking my mind.
You got kicked out because you were supporting a right-wing idea. So
Yeah.
that would not work on
Yeah,
GoFundMe.
I did. That's true. I tried to tell him that George Floyd died from a drug overdose, and he didn't appreciate that and kicked me out on the side of the road. So, middle of the night. And I'm like, dude, are you really doing this right now? And he's like, yeah, get the F out of my car. I'm like, oh, okay, you're really scared of little old me. What a brave man you are. It was quite a hate crime, my friend. I felt so low.
Black girl claimed the whites set her hair on fire, later admitting having lied. Yep. Aunt Athenia wants to know if your Uber driver was black.
No, he was a white dude, which was even more
white
hilarious. He was like, he tried to be like, I care about black people. I'm wearing a Black Lives Matter t-shirt.
White guilt.
I was like, really? And he was like, yeah. I was like, okay, well, if Black Lives really did matter, you would be out in front of Planned Parenthood instead of wearing a Black Lives Matter t-shirt. And he was like, that's not true. And I was just like, kind of is. They've killed millions of more black people than the police have.
Black people probably wouldn't be a minority if they didn't get aborted at such great rates.
Yeah, they wouldn't be a minority at all.
Whoa.
Oh, and he didn't, like I said, there was a lot more leading up to that, but really, what really set him off the edge was when I told him that George Floyd died from a drug overdose and not police brutality.
Yeah, we want to talk about that. By the way, that trial's going to be live streamed next year.
Hell yeah.
I think in March, and we'll be covering that.
Be like an OJ.
That's going to be fun.
It'd be like OJ all over again.
My bad, Arian. That's all good, man. It's just that one comment. It won't let me show it.
Yeah,
but your
it's
other
weird.
one, I could show your other one.
Yeah, all your other ones have come, we've been allowed to show it, but I don't know what it is about this one.
Whoa, Samantha, that's a racist statistic. Okay, 75% single parenthood in the black community. We don't want to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually funny because when the first Black Lives Matter protest that I went to, I was using that statistic to tell the white people who were harassing me, and they're like, everybody has single parents. I'm like,
not true.
not the same percentage.
Not at the same percentage for how small the population they are.
If you guys want to see me get harassed by white guilt-ridden Black Lives Matter supporters, it's on the channel.
Yeah.
Go to my videos. It's one of the first ones I did. You can see it there. It's a great time for everybody.
Yeah, and if you want to watch a science teacher at the Women's March meltdown for Jeremy telling him that the masks don't work.
Oh yeah, no, we had a science teacher tell me that the CDC statistics were bullshit.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
that was great too.
The science teacher.
We love going to protests. There's just all kinds of fantastic personalities there.
Wonder if the Women's March is going to happen again this year on January 20th, like it usually does.
We'll be there if it does.
Well, we'll be there for sure. Even if nobody's there, we'll be there.
Yeah, nobody wants to talk about how like Black Parenthood was numbers and everything were Black parents. The statistics around them was great up until
1960s.
It's 1960, yeah,
1970s.
somewhere around there. I mean, I think they had actually. I think their rates of single parenthood were lower than white people in the early 1900s, which is after slavery.
Way after slavery.
After slavery, but before welfare.
When black people were working hard, getting married, taking care of their families.
So we're led to believe we got more racist since slavery.
Yeah.
So we're now more racist than when black people were slaves? Yeah. Is that the narrative that we're supposed to believe?
I guess.
That's what they say.
You know, before slavery, black people weren't even like allowed to vote. You know, there were a lot of things that black people weren't allowed to do, but apparently we got more racist after we freed the slaves. That makes total sense.
Any kind of random story that you can come up with to support your narrative. That's really, they're backed into a corner. You just say any random BS you can think of.
Yep.
Like, oh, we're more
and then when you're
now.
just an objective observer like us, and you actually try to read the data and try to collect things and know the numbers and statistics, and you talk about it, you get censored or you get shunned or kicked out of Ubers.
It's even simpler than that. If you seek truth, you get censored.
Oh, yeah.
You can't even talk about the ideas. Again, objective observer. If you try to objectively observe the situation as if you were an alien that just landed on Earth, and you see the blacks in the situation that they are and the whites in the situation that they are, what is the logical path that you're going to go down? You're going to start to compare, look at statistics, try to find discrepancies, and try to find reasons for those.
Oh, yeah.
Arian says, the cause single parenthood or lack of a father figure?
Both.
Well, I would say those are both pretty much the same, because you need a consistent father figure. You can't just have the neighborhood shop owner. Louis is your father figure, or the teacher is the father figure.
You can't have your gym coach.
You need somebody in the role of a father, an actual father, to do that.
An actual father who is married to your mother, and they're raising you together to try to make you be the best person possible. But that's not happening in all communities now, because it's not happening. All the except for like the Asians and the Indian communities, they're dominating.
Well, actually, Samantha brings up a good point, and I think this is what she's trying to say, is that you need both, because having just having parents married doesn't necessarily mean that you have a good father figure.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, you're right. You need to have, you should have married parents and a strong masculine influence.
So Arian says, so if Delaney wants babies, I guess she needs them to be in her kids' contact. Yeah, I would like that. That's most ideal for me. I'm not one of them man-hating lesbians that doesn't want my kids to know their dad, because that's half of who they are. That's like, I wouldn't be who I am today without knowing who my dad is. So I just want to take that kind of logic and just put it in my own life when it comes to having kids.
Well, I'm glad we're talking about parenthood now. And Athenian says they're equally important yet equally different roles, because what did we say at the beginning of the stream? We said you need a balance. We're at the state right now where we've got like, I'd say 80-20 gynocentric.
Yes.
Oh, single moms, yes, queen slay, you go do your thing.
Yeah, you do your thing.
Become a lawyer and spend 80 hours a week working to support your kid as a single mother.
And then sell feet pics on OnlyFans.
I've thought of this, and my parents are probably going to watch this stream.
Oh no. Sorry, Jeremy's parents.
No, because I'm trying to think about how to explain modern women to them. Because my mom's always trying to get me like, oh, why don't you have a long-term
Why don't you have a
girlfriend?
why aren't you married
I
yet?
have to try and explain to her. I haven't tried to explain to her yet, but maybe she'll learn now. Hi, Mom. Modern women, a lot of them, I would say close, maybe most of them. Would you say most do like OnlyFans and stuff?
Not most.
A lot.
A lot.
A huge proportion.
A huge a big chunk. Not most, but a big chunk.
Are sex workers.
Yes. And sell their bodies.
They're sex workers. They sell pictures of themselves nude online to guys. And they're sex workers. That's really it. And is that the quality of? Would you want that as someone to have in a long-term relationship? Someone who's selling pictures of themselves online?
No, I wouldn't want to marry somebody like that.
No, I absolutely would not either.
Absolutely not. Just like I wouldn't want to marry or have children with somebody who's a porn star either. Like that's not conducive to a healthy relationship for me, because I don't want to have to worry about my person going out there and banging people to make money and have other people watch it so that way they can make more money.
So the OnlyFans is a big proportion, but I would say the majority of them have Instagram.
Oh yeah, and they make money off that too.
So Instagram, for those who aren't aware, is a social media platform. I mean, I don't know who's not aware aside from like the boomers and like my parents and stuff, where these women are receiving constant, never-ending floods of propositions from men across the world. Some of them who will pay money for them to come out and do whatever, which is common. It's not uncommon.
Oh no.
Okay, so when we say the state of femininity, masculinity is out of balance, we don't even know the half of it. Okay, there is so many things we can get into about why gynocentric society is way out of whack, including things like so many women being sex workers nowadays. It's just it's absurd.
It is. And Samantha's right. It is the world's oldest profession. But the thing is, back in the day,
It's definitely profitable.
It's profitable, but back in the day, like it wasn't like good women weren't like marriageable women were not doing that.
No.
Good women that are going to be good mothers and good wives weren't doing that. And if they were and they could overcome that, then that's cool. But it's just not a healthy mindset to have about your body.
So you've got that going on. Those women raising kids by themselves as we demonize men and say that men are evil. And like I said, yes, Queen Slay, single moms.
But what about the dads?
Of course, single moms can raise great kids.
I feel
all of this behavior is encouraged. The prostitution is encouraged. The single motherhood is encouraged. Demonizing the man is encouraged. Sleeping around is encouraged. It's all
the baby daddy culture.
Like I said, Athenian says, it's a yin and yang. We got the yin. Yeah. Or we got the yang. I don't know which one is which, but we got only one half. We're missing the other half.
Yeah, we're missing the other half. Or the other half is like halfway, is like 20% there. And there's just not enough of it, like filling up that space. It's the instant gratification and no actual sex involved. It's a hollow life. Exactly. It's a very hollow life. And that's why I've thought about doing OnlyFans, but I'm like, one, who would pay for my OnlyFans? And two, like, I don't want to do that. Like, no, thank you. Like,
well, it's kind of a self-perpetuating issue, because what happens when guys get addicted to porn and all that kind of stuff is they withdraw from the real world.
Yep. And I don't want to be a part of that.
And they are less likely to be involved in a healthy relationship and form a family. So it's a self-perpetuating thing. Yeah. Again, we've already talked about it like 3 times in the stream, but it's the fall of society. Yeah. How can a society last that long?
How can a society last without strong men leading, really?
Yeah, well, we're about to find out.
Yeah, we're in the midst of it right now.
We're about to find out.
We're about to find out. Yep, for sure.
Arian has a crush on you.
I think Arian does like me. He asked me earlier in the chat what I like to cook. And Arian, I like to just cook in general. So I think you said you liked Indian food. I love Indian food, and I'd cook you Indian food for sure.
Yeah, he said he was Indian, I think.
Yeah. You would have a lot of members for your OnlyFans? Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I cater to a niche market, but I would get a lot of guys in there probably.
Well, of course, but I just, in general, the whole gynocentric society, it's stemming from the fact that partially from the fact that the dating market is so screwed.
Yeah.
The women are doing all this wild stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and until that gets corrected, I don't see things improving at all.
Yeah, right.
I mean, no one's gonna get married. Marriage numbers are gonna go down. Why? Okay, so if you don't know, some of these women are making like tens of thousands of dollars per month
Oh, I know. Yeah.
off of just selling nude pictures of themselves.
Not even like selling, just like getting people to subscribe.
Subscriptions, like you subscribe to a cable TV channel, an individual female has an internet page where you can go to subscribe to her giving you pictures of herself.
And you can message her and ask for specific things too.
How absurd is that?
Right? It's a
And you think this society? Oh yeah. Oh, but tell me more about how you want to fight for this society. Yeah, well, I can't wait to hear all about it.
right. Athenian says we shut down the brothels, and that's what increased human trafficking, like what prohibition did to alcohol. True.
Well, nobody wants to talk about the child trafficking and stuff that's going on.
Oh,
That's one of the things that's happening around us at all times, but we're surrounded by it. But just it
we
doesn't
don't
get
know
talked
that.
about
Yeah, we don't.
at all.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about
Trump
it.
actually tried to take some of that out.
Yeah.
And he did a good job at
He's
it.
done a good job at trying to help.
But it doesn't get any coverage by the media.
Of course
So
not,
you
because
don't
it's
hear
something
about
good. Well, they're all the ones that are taking part in the child trafficking, anyways. The big media people who own all the media companies, they're the ones who are responsible for most of it. So of course they're not going to cover it.
No.
They're not going to be like, yeah, it's good that Trump's ending child trafficking. They're the ones that are consuming it. They really are. They are the ones that are consuming it. So
Maybe not them specifically, but that class. Of
you know,
people. Yes,
that
I
class
know
of people,
yeah,
and probably them specifically. I'm not.
Maybe.
I
And we
mean,
can't make any specific claims here because we don't want, we're trying to.
I mean, I wish I could, but
We can on the locals.com
Yeah, we're
live
gonna-
streams that we'll do starting next year. So go to locals.com and sign up there if you want to talk to the live streams. I'm telling you guys, the live streams we do on locals.com,
they're probably going to be way better.
they're going to be spicy.
They're going to be way more spicy because we're going to be
Way
allowed to
spicy.
talk about.
We're at like I'm at like a 60% self-censorship rate right now, just being
Yeah.
on YouTube in general. Locals.com is like, it's going to go down to like a 10% self-censorship rate.
Yeah.
So just if you guys are interested in the spicy live chats.
Yeah, you want to see Jeremy get extra spicy.
Oh, I can get spicy.
I know you can.
See this right here? This is a habanero plant.
Yeah.
That's how much I love to get spicy.
Oh, I know you do. I've tried your habanero plants, and they're pretty dang spicy.
Samantha says it's the destruction of the nuclear family. Idle hands, the devil's playground. Let Big Brother take care of you. Well,
Yep.
yeah, the destruction of the nuclear family was one of the explicit goals of Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
And the Marxists.
You know what's hilarious? I've had people, like, I've talked about this with people, and I'm like, they want to destroy the nuclear family, and they don't even know what the nuclear family is. They're like, what is that?
Well, they didn't have any parents.
And I'm like, are you serious? And like, no, what is that? And I said, did you like not take biology? Like, that's one of the first things I learned in biology class was what the nuclear family is. They're like, well, why do they call it nuclear? It's like nuclear as in nucleus, the center of society should,
Those people have been successfully processed.
right? Those people have just been successfully just turned out and just programmed. It's quite
Yikes.
sad.
Yikes.
It's like, look it up, Google it. Like, are you?
And you know what's funny is that you don't even have to know about biology. You could even just, for example, study basic history and learn about how people used to live
Yes.
in small communities with multi-generational families. I mean, they're so obsessed with like Native American stuff. You would think that they would understand Native American lifestyles, how they all lived in families and tribes, cavemen, tribes,
Yep.
families, small groups. They don't even understand basic history. They don't understand basic biology.
Yeah. Why would
You can excuse the lack of knowledge of biology, but there's so many different ways for you to know about that. And the fact that you don't know any about that kind of tends to make me think that you have some kind of intervention involved in your life
right?
that wants you to not think that.
Right. It's
Like public schools, maybe.
yeah, maybe public schools. Stalking Horse says they like that cheese pizza. Yes, they do. They do like that cheese pizza. And them hot dogs, too. And then Athenian says adrenochrome. Oh, no, don't say that. We're going to get banned.
She's based.
She's hella based.
She knows about the adrenochrome.
Yes, she does. That's my girl. Says, well, most people don't think we should learn Arabic numbers. I don't know about that.
It's not the Arabic numbers. It was the Indians who gave us the world's best numeral system. Aryans standing up for the Indians. I like it.
Hell yeah. He's the original Aryan.
Well, yeah, they're gonna stop burning. They're gonna start burning our books. I mean, I think they already are. We're already seeing where, to pivot off of the school stuff that we've been talking about and the story we talked about earlier today. They're very selectively choosing which books to talk about in these classrooms now.
Oh yeah.
They're not objective scientific books anymore.
Oh no.
They're made by people who have an explicit first priority in their entire existence is to be anti-racist.
Mm-hmm.
Their first priority is not science.
Yeah.
The first priority is not objectivity.
Well,
the first priority is to be anti-racist.
Yeah.
And that's the science book that you're going to learn from, which is exactly why probably they don't know about nuclear family.
Yeah.
Because the biology book that they're learned out of erased all mention of nuclear family.
Instead, they're reading books about white guilt.
Yeah. And how families are colonial.
Mm-hmm. Having a nuclear family is
imperialistic.
Imperialistic
Yeah.
and colonial.
Yeah.
Like, oh my goodness, having a mother and a father raise their children is so terrible.
So, exactly. You don't need to burn the books if you can just
Open your eyes.
put these books in the shadows and never show them to anybody.
Yeah, you don't need to
Give
burn
them
them.
this book that says, white people are evil.
Yeah, give them all the books that are written by white people to talk about how evil white people are.
Yeah.
And how we should all be anti-racist.
In your chemistry class, you learned about how white people are imperialist.
Yeah, in chemistry, yep. In chemistry and biology, we learn about racism. Oh my goodness, it's a mad world we're living in, friends.
Well, the moral of the story, folks, is learn Cantonese and Mandarin, and then you'll be all set.
Yep.
Because American superiority, if things keep on the trend they are right now, is not going to last very long. So you can either learn Mandarin and Cantonese, or you can decentralize, form your own communities, exit the cities, restart life with the proper values. But that's a whole nother wormhole that we can go down some other day.
We've talked about that in previous streams as well, so always check that out, because
That's right.
we like talking about that idea and hearing your guys' ideas about realistic things that we could possibly do to improve our lives, really.
You'll hear a lot more about that on our third plug of the night for locals.com.
Locals.com/weekly narrative.
Yep. The link is in the description, or should be in the description. We're going to be doing, like I said, live streams, after hours live streams. So when this stream ends, we're going to do at least another hour only for the locals people. And we're going to turn the spice up to 100 on that stream. So
Talk about naughty
no
stuff a little
self-censorship,
bit.
where you guys can hang out. We can do threads and share posts and do live streams and stuff like that. So if you're interested in that and supporting our stream and supporting the ideas of objectivity, alt-centrism, decentralization, go follow us there. That's how you can support us and get more content from us and interaction with us as well.
Heck yeah.
Other than that, make sure you like, share, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff to help us fight the overlords and the algorithms.
Yeah, hit the
If you
bell
enjoyed the
too.
stream.
You got to hit the bell too.
Only if you enjoyed the stream.
If
'Cause
you
we're-
don't, then give us a thumbs down.
Yeah, no, I enjoy meritocracy. So if I didn't do a good job, then give me a thumbs down, and
Yeah.
I'll work on it.
We'll work on it.
I'll improve.
I mean, we did start the stream with a thumbs down.
We did.
As soon as we started the stream,
Somebody-
somebody thumbs downed us, and I was like, that's YouTube.
Somebody was pissed.
Somebody was mad that we were out here talking about COVID and trying to make sense of it all.
2 times a week, ladies and gentlemen. Weekly Narrative goes live Tuesdays and Saturdays. Follow me on Parler and Locals if you want to get updates on live streams. We'll see you on Saturday. If we don't see you then, Happy New Year.
Yep. Bye,
See you
guys.
later, folks.
See you next year, you guys.